In the summer of 2003, two brothers in their 30s, Paul and Richard Morris, traveled to the White Mountains in Arizona. The mountains were engulfed by dense forests that were full of rivers and brushing with fish, and Richard, who was a keen fisherman, the Morris brothers were heading down there to get away from all the summer, and they were going to pick this location for the remoteness provided peace away from other people. The two would stay in their uncle's solitary cabin, located deep in the central forested part of the range. Their uncle had sent them mail about the cabin weeks before. He said that he was giving it up for them, as he was moving to a retirement. After several hours' cycle ride, they finally reached a cabin. They brought their belongings and noticed that the cabin had a computer to which Paul had checked out, perfect for storing photos and emailing their friends about their trip. There were no files on the PC or passwords, so they assumed their uncle had left it and clear of their own use. Later that evening, they went out to a fishing about to a river about a mile away. Richard knew that the rivers there had the best salmon and trout that they hoped that they would make a catch of the day or even the month. And his uncle used to say, after more than an hour of fishing, the two set back off home with a fresh catch to eat by the fire. Paul had taken some photos of the fish that they had caught and went into the cabin's computer to upload them. However, as they entered, Richard noticed an unusual trail of brownish black sooty substance that was leading from the house to the edge of one of the floorboards. Richard followed the trail and saw it led it to and stopped abruptly in front of the computer. Paul asked him what he was doing, and Richard pointed out the trail for him. Feeling disturbed, Paul decided to upload his photos to the PC, while Richard studied the substance to work out what caused it. He first thought that it might have been a small fire or something like that. Richard then looked at the floorboard, where the trail started, but he couldn't lift it up. It was stuck like cement. Meanwhile, Paul noticed the untitled file in the Documents folder. This was particular, as when he logged in, it previously was empty. Opening the file, his jaw dropped when he nearly fell off his chair. Richard was alerted by his brother shouting, rushed to the scene. Richard tried so hard not to cover his eyes when he saw the screen. Disturbing septa-like image was an ordinary photo that was present in the center of the monitor. The image depicted a witch-like woman with a thin, slater-stretched mouth with an expressionless face. It was unclear if it was a photo or a drawing, but it left Paul in hysterics. Who had put it on and when? Paul continuously asked his brother. Was it that you did this? He demanded. But Richard strongly denied this. The computer would normally tell them that the date and the time the photo was saved, but it said nothing. Has that trail have got anything to do with it? He begged for answers and more. Neither of them would know how the image got to the computer. It had no files before, and this cabin was miles away from any other human settlements. The cabin included padlocked doors, windows, and two 24/7 CCTV, which they mainly were there for deterring dangerous animals. But the brothers could not find any evidence from it to show this and solve how chilling work of art could have gotten onto the computer. However, when reviewing the blurry CCTV tapes, they could see at the half an hour mark of the camera free, the trail randomly appeared out of nowhere. This caused Paul to panic more, desperate for answers. So the two went to the phone to police, but the phone didn't work. What's wrong with it? Paul had called. Richard then told him it would simply not work. The phone made no sounds when they dialed the cops. They checked the wires, which seemed to be in good condition. Feeling too overwhelmed already from the image they had been frightening them out of their own skin, they decided that it was worth leaving now this ghastly cabin. They swore they would never talk to their uncle about it as well as the police once they got back to civilization. They called the cops upon arriving home, to which it went to investigate them along with detectives. The police detectives could not explain the image or the mysterious trail. The brothers then turned to their uncle, who they had vowed to speak about this. Why did you send us that creepy cabin of yours? Richard snapped him over the phone, to which their uncle replied with, But I don't have a cabin. Well, that, my pretties, was The Camp in the White Mountains, a creepypasta written by Death4. My final thoughts on the story. This was actually a pretty good creepypasta involving, something freaky going on while they're in the cabin. Like, I'm not going to really lie, and I did get a little startled just now because my brother just woke up and he's going crazy. So, yeah, he's having his ADHD moments, so yeah. But I mean, that startled me. But other than that, this was personally a pretty good story. I personally liked it. I thought it was a great concept. So, with the story of its own self, I personally really enjoyed this story. I thought it was a good one. So the concept of this is actually quite nice. Like, this mysterious photo came out of nowhere, but we unfortunately probably may not know who or what was using the computer last and put that creepy image there. But the only thing that we may never know is the unknown, and that's probably one of the scariest things we could ever imagine. But, like I said though, this was honestly a pretty nerve-wracking story, but I still personally really enjoyed it and I thought it was a great concept for a story. I personally liked it. I thought it was good and well made. I definitely personally enjoy, this story. I thought it was good. I will put a link in description down below for any of you guys who are looking into watching reading the story. If you want to go ahead and do it, you are feel free to do that. So, I guess with that being the case and that being said, yeah, to Death4, awesome job with this story. This was personally a really well made creepypasta. And even though this was more of a camping one, I personally really enjoyed it. So, anyways, with that being the case and with that being said, yeah, like I'm gonna say right now, the only issue I would really have to say with the story, it's not really, a bad issue or anything, but this has been something that's been kind of up on my mind for a while. Like this issue I do have with the story was like, was somebody in their house or something cabin when that happened, or was that all paranormal or haunted stuff? I really don't know. But like I said, we may never know about this well, yeah, we may never know who or what did all the stuff that was been done in the story. So I guess with that being said and that being the case, yeah. But anyways, like I'm gonna say right now, and like I always continue to say, this is just my own opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas, and this is just simply my own personal thoughts. I give this story I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. It's a good story. I do like the concept and it seems really interesting, not going to lie. So, yeah, the only problem I really had with this story was the fact that the one thing I did have with this a problem with the story was the fact that it didn't really explain who or what happened, and there's no explanation if the cabin's haunted or not. But like I said, there is a possibility that it could have been haunted, but we really don't know. And that's probably something we're probably never going to know for a while. So I guess with that being the case and that being said, I personally really think this was a pretty good story. It definitely had a lot of time and effort into it. I personally liked it. And yeah, I personally, other than the one issue I had with the story, I personally really enjoyed the rest of it. It was definitely well made in detail, pretty good. So, anyways, with that being said, and that being the case, yeah, what did you guys personally think of this story? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Please leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new to my channel, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications when I upload so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.